Right, welcome back everybody. It's Sunday morning now and back in this kitchen. So for those of you that didn't see yesterday's video, this is a commercial kitchen. It's going to be a cookery school. And I'll just run through it again quickly. The business unit that's been taken over has to be given back as it was found should she ever close the cookery school. So we're not allowed to fit tiles to the wall. We're not allowed to render this wall, put sand and cement, nothing at all on it, no sort of plastering. So what we're doing is we're going to fit some MDF, which is set up out there. We're going to fit some MDF board along this wall, and then we're going to tile onto the MDF. And I'm going to be sticking the MDF with like a foam adhesive, just so it doesn't leave any drill holes if we ever have to take it off. So that's what I'm going to do now. So first thing is to get this MDF cut to size. And what I need to do really is measure the height of what the tiles is going to be. Because what I don't want is that when I cut the MDF there, I don't want the tiles overshooting the top of the MDF. So if you can imagine, if this is the edge of my MDF board, what I don't want the tiles overshooting the top. So then I've got to pack it out with loads of grout. And obviously I don't want them landing under the MDF, which is going to mean, you know, like ridiculous cuts or something like that. So I want to sort of get it about there. I'd like to be just under the MDF if I can, so the grout will just sit on top rather than the bare MDF showing. So it may or may not work out. So the plan is we're going to go up about 18 inches or as near as we can get under here, which is going to bring us up to about here. So what I'll do, I'll set the tiles out with a spacer in them, and then we'll measure and see what it comes to, and then I can get the measurement to cut the MDF off that. So I'll set them up and come back to you. So the tiles, when they're on the wall, they're going on like brick fashion. So but I'm just putting these just in a straight line with the spaces in them, just to give me my heights really. So I just want to come up to about 18 inches or thereabouts really. That's what I always go for, because years ago, when most kitchen tiles were 6x6 tiles, you only ever had 3 as a splashback. So obviously that was your 18 inches, and that always would usually sit underneath the base of a, you know, like your wall cupboard. So I've always just worked off that principle really. I don't do lots of tiling. But 18 inches was always the sort of standard really. But obviously everything's changed nowadays. No one has 6x6 Johnson's wall tiles on the wall anymore. Right, so one more tile. One more tile. Daft punk. I am a daft something. It rhymes with punk, but it's not punk. So I should set up my own little electronic outfit called Daft Unt. Right, anyway, where are we? I'm not that daft, am I? Well, that's bringing me up to, so that's 490 really. Let's just show you that. Thing is, she's only bought 3 boxes of tiles, so she's only bought 3 square meters of tile. So I'm, you know, I don't really want to take it up too high. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles, and that's bringing me up to just over 19. So I could save a tile by coming up to 17. Let's see where that looks on the wall. No, I think that's going to be a bit low. We'll go higher. So we'll take it to the 19. So we'll go 9 tiles up. It's a fine line, isn't it, between things looking right and wrong. And like I said, we're so used to seeing things at 18 inches underneath work, on top of worktops, that I think to have something an inch lower, I think it would look a little bit out of place. So the MDF needs to be cut at 19. I'm going to cut the MDF bang on 19 inches. Just while we're waiting, why not have a musical interlude? Use the old clamp, always use these. And what that clamp does is, it slides into the track saw there, into that groove, and then obviously it binds under the bottom of the surface, so then this can't go left or right. Which you don't really need them because these have got rubber bases on them, but they can skid. I mean, this MDF's quite smooth, so it can skid away. So there's all the MDF cut. All we've got to do now is notch around the plug sockets, because I can't take them off. I've got to go around them because of the cables can't be chased into the wall. Now, I need to know exactly where, obviously, to cut for these, so within reason. So I'm going to do a simple little thing. I'm going to put a tiny little blob of this sort of cork adhesive on the corners of these sockets. And then when I lift the MDF up, it should leave the imprint. And press it there. Voila. Let's wipe that off before that does any damage. 4 little dots. I'll join them up now. Right, so I've just butchered that around now. Like I say, I'm not too fussed how that is because the tile's going to go. But these worktops are not running level. Although they look, well, the kitchen fitter told me that there's a discrepancy in the floor and then that the 2 backs of the worktops are level. But when I put this bit of wood across, well, let's try it with a level. I don't want to start saying things are level and not, but so there you've got 2 worktops, but that is not level. So I've had to jack the MDF up a bit there with a wedge, and now the top of that is level. But what that means now is that my measurement of 19 for them tiles is going to be a bit off. So from there we are going to come just marginally over with the MDF, and that's what I don't want. I don't want any top of this MDF showing. I'd rather it be a bit lower. So what I'm going to do to compensate that is I'm just going to notch out there and take that off all the way along there, and then it will all sit a bit lower. So I think we'll just use that as a guide, really, as a height guide. Right, let's go and cut that off. That's better. I've obviously had to notch a bit more out the top of that to let it drop, so we've got a bit of a gap down there, but that's not a problem. So that's good. That's back to level pegging again now. Just drops down there and then hits level again there. So I've just put a level on the top and that's all good. So anyway, I'll get these next bits cut in and then come back to you. Go on, you bastard, get on there. This is what I want to make sure that this is plumb. Not bottom wants to go in to there. Right, that is plumb. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. These sockets are not level, I don't know. I don't think the face of these sockets is level. No, they're really wonkied up. You see, everything has a knock-on effect. Like that socket is going in like that. And then obviously that's the whole finished tile look. It's going to look like my tiles are wonky. I might have to undo that and just bring them out a bit. We're all on now. It looks a right old mess, but you can see I can't get too tight to the walls because these cables, as they go back into the boxes, they sort of curl back out again. You know, I did ask the electrician to keep them as tight as possible, and I suppose he has. But obviously they do throw this board forward a bit, so I've done what I can. Like I say, I've really butchered around the edge of them. I'm not the best chippy in the world, and to be honest, if I'm covering things up, I don't really care what they look like underneath. All I care about is that it all comes out all right in the end. So my laser level is there, and that's telling me I'm all pretty much good all the way along. I'll just let this foam adhesive pick up a bit, trim that horrible joint off, and then I can start getting a row of tiles along this back. But so you can see I've got the laser set up there. at this first row of tiles, which all looks okay. But if we start moving along this laser line to the second part of worktop, look at that, that's really out. And then if we move along to here, I don't know if you're picking that up on here. You can see that's about half-inch drop, that is. I don't know what's gone wrong. So what I've got to do now is drop my laser level down to that first tile and work off that line, because obviously I can't work off of that line because I'm going to end up with a big gap under these tiles or putting some silly cut in. So I've got to drop it down to them and work off there. So let's do that. Just to get these on, I'm going to start the first one now. Now I didn't film it, but all these tiles at this end I had to take them outside on the wet cutter and just cut them to that line, because obviously a bit of the bottom had to come off, so that was the only way to bring them back to this level line, was to whiz the bottoms off. So just to let you know that, because I forgot to film it. It's just coming up to 3 o'clock now, and I think that's enough for me for a Sunday. So I've got them first 2 rows on all the way along there. So now I know when I come back, I'm just coming straight off that. It's a level line. No more mucking about with lasers and levels. And then I filled in this little end here. Wasn't too bad going around the plug. It sort of landed fairly decently. You can see the top one's just scooted across it. That side one comes straight up to it. So it was only the 1, 2, 3 cuts just around that edge to get around the plug. But that looks all right. Very fiddly with these silly little tiles, but it's looking good. I just wanted to get that bit finished so I know that I'm coming where I originally wanted to, which was just literally above the MDF. So when I grout that, it's going to look okay then. I'm not going to have any MDF showing. So that's it from me today. Thanks to all of you that have been watching all week. Thanks to any new subscribers. Thanks to all the old subscribers. If you are enjoying any of this, please consider giving it a subscribe and a thumbs up and a like and a comment and all that lot. I know everyone says it, but if you do put videos out on YouTube, you'll realise just how much any interaction really helps the channel just keep being relevant. So anyway, I won't keep on about it, but it'd be lovely to see a few more of you subscribing. Or rendering tomorrow, and then I'm going to drip back in here as and when I can, sort of afternoons, evenings, or whatever. Have a good Sunday afternoon, everyone, because I would imagine I'll be putting this out Sunday night. And take care, and I'll see you all soon.